In today's episode 26 of Mainly Games, we review several games: Ghosts, Gold Fever, Ticket to Ride Asia, and the big one, Tidal Blade's Heroes of the Reef. Also, speaking of big ones, we also give our list of top 10 best large party games. So, well, let's have a party. Let's get started. Welcome to Mainly Games. I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
And we are a podcast that takes an entertaining look at, well, mainly games.
That's it. That's right.
All right, so here we are recording again, dropping on Thursday.
We are indeed. And
are you going to mention we're recording this on Thursday morning?
Well, I wasn't going to because last time you got not upset at me, but you
got
were like
snippy.
Yeah, you got a little sassy. So I was like, oh, don't mention that we're recording on Thursday morning.
Yes, well,
we are. An hour
are.
Before we drop, but details, whatever.
We're going to edit this fast. So, I about said there's not enough time for like the CDC to edit it, but it's not the CDC that edits it. Who is it that FCC, right?
Yes.
FCC edits it. CDC might edit, I don't know.
I don't know.
FCC.
You mean like TV shows and stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
You know, like TV shows now have that delay to make sure they don't say like little dirty words.
Yeah, like whatever. When they're live and stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mainly just when Janet Jackson is doing the halftime show.
Yes.
That's the only time the FCC gets involved. I bet they get paid overtime.
I bet they do when there's something,
I bet they look at like the next week's list of TV and they have like if Janet Jackson's on there, like, oh, well, we're getting overtime.
That's it. That's it.
Just in case.
Hey.
Poor Janet. She's probably sitting at home. She's like, I did it once.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
What has she done ever since?
That's it.
Yeah.
What do you do after that?
I don't know.
That's kind of the pinnacle of your career.
Evidently. That is how she'll be remembered.
I don't think so. I think she'll be remembered as being Michael Jackson's sister.
Followed by that.
Yeah. You think it's number 2?
Yeah, I reckon that's number 2.
Name one Janet Jackson song.
I have no idea.
She sang...
Because I was thinking this, as I'm thinking, like, how would she be remembered? And I was like, that's how she's going to be remembered.
She sang a lot of songs.
Maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, evidently she did because she's on the Super Bowl. So evidently she sung something.
Okay. There's got to be... I know I'm forgetting. I don't want to Google. Do not Google this.
I was going to Google because I have no idea.
I know. She sang a lot of songs. Okay, so we're a podcast.
All I'm thinking is Mariah Carey, by the way, because I was thinking like that high-pitched voice, but that's Mariah Carey. That's something completely different. Yeah. Like, doesn't she sing Mariah Carey sing the Christmas song?
She does sing that Christmas song. Yep, there's one Christmas song, Mariah Carey
that you hear every year, and you're like, that's Mariah Carey.
Yep, same with Boyz II Men, same with Nat King Cole. They sang a good one, right? Boyz II Men?
I have no idea.
I don't know. All right, so... We are a podcast about mainly Janet Jackson.
Evidently. Yeah, we need to change the name.
Could you imagine doing a podcast about Janet Jackson?
Oh, my goodness.
It's like a weekly podcast, an hour long.
How would you do that?
I don't know. We listened to a podcast about Hitchcock, right?
Yes.
And Hitchcock's life was so interesting and bizarre.
Crazy.
You could have a weekly podcast about that.
Yes, you could.
But certain people... Well, you know what? If you go into their personal life...
But it's about also his weekly TV show, too. So that helped because you've got all the peripheral people involved in the TV show.
Yes.
That helped.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that one, the Hitchcock Presents?
Bits.
No. I was on this website.
Little bits of it.
This website that I got into getting a Funkoverse from, right? For really cheap.
Yeah.
And I mainly ordered it because I thought this can't be legit.
Yeah.
A Funkoverse thing for like $3. And it was legit. So I started...
It's crazy.
I started looking at other things they had. They had other games like The Rocketeer and
really?
Fast and Furious from Funko Games.
Okay.
Which, Fast and Furious and Funko Games.
Yes.
We played at Gen Con. Not a fan of the Fast and Furious... Franchise.
Like movies.
I mean, I like them. I haven't seen all of them. But this game was actually really fun.
I remember you telling me this, yes.
And anyway, they had that on there. But what I was saying is they had like
something
all
from
these
Hitchcock?
DVDs and Blu-rays
really?
that were from different countries. And they looked like they were more short runs.
Yeah.
So they had to be legit. This is a legit place, right?
Yes.
But then some of them were just like Hitchcock Presents one like 30-minute episode.
Really?
So I wrote down those episodes because those episodes are
good enough to have their own DVD.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Yeah,
them.
I've seen little episodes here and there. I've never sat down and watched from season 1 to the end.
I was more of a Twilight Zone and Night Gallery person. But Hitchcock Presents, you know what? I need to go back. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. It's got to be.
I think it's somewhere.
All right. So from Janet Jackson to Hitchcock.
Hey, wow. That was a leap right there.
Yeah. Oof. But anyway, now movie-wise.
This has been an exciting movie week.
This is the summer. So great movies are coming out. Maverick, of course, came out.
Top Gun. We've already seen that.
Twice.
Yep.
And probably going to go see it a third time.
Probably.
We wanted to go see Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah.
Right? So going into it,
Yes.
this is great. We heard several reviews. I was at a game night on Saturday night.
Yeah, we saw it Sunday night.
We saw it Sunday night and mentioned to a lot of our friends that are gamers that we're going to go.
Yeah.
And one guy said, "Oh, I've seen it." I said, "How was it?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's got nostalgia." I'm like, "Oof,
Ugh.
that's not a very glowing recommendation."
No, it's not. No.
So going into it and hearing the reviews, I knew it was going to be rough.
I knew it was going to be a dinosaur movie. Like
That's it.
that's
You know?
you got to take that as it is. It's a dinosaur movie.
I'm not expecting
Yes.
like Martin Scorsese to have this beautiful like scene where everyone's in tears and then it just grips you at the end and
Yeah,
M. Night Shyamalan
no.
twist. I'm not expecting that. I'm
No.
expecting a dinosaur movie.
You're chasing. No, not chasing dinosaurs. You're being chased by
Being
dinosaurs.
chased by
there
dinosaurs,
you go. Like,
pretty much.
That's
So,
going to be the movie.
I went in knowing that it was going to be exactly what I expected.
Yeah, okay.
However, that night was not exactly
no,
like
it was
we
not.
expected.
It was crazy.
So we probably ended up having about 20 to 30 of us,
Yes.
right?
We had a good
We had a
group.
good group of people going
We
to see
had 5 rows.
Yes,
Yeah.
so Jurassic World Dominion, right? And we get there and we're watching it. First of all, the previews,
Were terrible.
not just terrible. I
Yes.
mean, we brought our daughter. And there were several kids in the audience because it's Jurassic World, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, these previews were dropping F-bombs and all this.
And
just,
talking about stuff. There were a few previews that I would be like halfway through start talking to her about something that made no sense just to get her attention away from the big screen.
I mean, these were
I'm
like
oh.
legit horror films.
Yes.
With dropping F-bombs everywhere. You're like,
Yeah.
this is before a Jurassic World movie, okay?
Yeah.
So this is 30 minutes of that.
Yeah.
So then the movie starts.
Yes.
And it starts, and you know what? It's exactly what you thought it was going to be. It's great. It's fine. It's mindless fun. Then it gets to a point, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but it gets to a point where a lot of the main characters, you know that they're in there from different franchises of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. They meet
Yes.
for the first time. It's like this big moment. It's like, yay, everyone's together.
Woo!
Then the theater these lights start flashing.
Yep.
And
The house lights come on.
House lights come on. And I thought, well, this is very thematic, you know?
Right,
this is
right.
very like 4D type
Yeah.
of movie. And this was not a 4D theater, by the way.
No,
this is
it
like
was not.
the cheapest theater in our
Yes.
town.
Yeah.
But so I thought, well, this will be fun. And then the alarm starts going off.
Please evacuate the building.
And we're like, are you kidding me? We
Yeah.
are probably 15 minutes from the end of the movie.
I think we calculated we're about 15, 20 minutes from the end of the
And
movie.
you know how when you're in a movie, you're in that kind of movie
You're
zone?
in the experience. Yes,
So
absolutely.
it takes you a while to realize, okay, I'm no longer in Isla Nublar or whatever. I'm now here in Fort Myers. What is happening? And then
Yes.
slowly people get up and thought, okay, I guess we're leaving.
Yeah.
So-
People pause for a while. Like there's an
Well-
alarm blaring and a siren speaking, and people kind of like, do we
Well, you have so many
leave?
questions. You're like, do I take my popcorn and
Yes.
drinks? It's like, what
what's
happens
happening?
now?
Yeah, right.
So we leave and we go out, and my parents were there as well. So my parents go out the front, and
They turn left, we turn right.
They turn left, and I saw Jeff go right. I thought, okay, they're going out the back of the theater. I thought that's nice, so we can go out the back of the
Yeah,
theater.
there's trees out there.
Yeah, so then we can come right back in. So we go out, and I mean, hundreds of people. All
Yep.
18 theaters have been like
It
dumped
felt
out.
like The Walking Dead. You know
That's
that
what
that,
I was going to say.
Yeah, that scene of all those zombies walking. That's kind of how
So-
you felt like.
So we go out the back, and this
Yes.
isn't a shopping center. Keep
Yes.
in mind.
Like a
so we
strip
go
mall.
out the back of the strip mall, and then people don't stop there. They keep
No.
walking, and then people in front of you start walking.
Yeah.
You end up following them.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So then we start walking to the left, and we keep walking,
Yep.
and we keep walking, and it's like halfway through, I realize we are going to walk around this entire shopping center.
And that is what we did.
That is
the
what we did.
entire shopping center.
Later, Jeannie told us her watch said we walked like half a mile.
Yes,
right?
something like that. It was crazy.
And all the way around. And there are so many people. There are fire trucks there and all this. So we finally get to the front. And
Yes.
at that point, probably half of our people,
yes.
it had been like 20 minutes. We're like, you know what? No, we're out. We're not
yeah,
going to.
people left.
We're not going to finish it for 10 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
But then half of them stayed.
Yeah.
We're all like, okay, so we're going to stay. So we stayed, and probably 15, 20 minutes later, they let
Yeah.
us back in.
They did.
Okay, so finally you're getting back in. They were giving out passes. They let us back in. Then we go and we sit, and the theater is probably a quarter full when it was
Yeah.
fully full before.
Yep.
Then we're sitting there waiting. Then the guy...
Because they tell us we can watch it from the from where we were.
Yes, and then they come in, and the guy's like, sorry, we're on emergency power. We can't run the projectors. It's like, okay. So we get up and leave again.
Yep.
Then we're standing out there and they say, hey, actually they're back on.
Woohoo!
So we go back in and we sit there. And by this time, there's probably only us and then this other people, Meg and Jenny, and then the Rumples are back there.
Yeah.
And that's it at this
There's
point.
like 10
there's
of
probably
us.
10 of us.
Yep.
Then we're like, okay, good. We're going to start it. Then the previews start.
From the very, very beginning.
Then it sinks in that it's like, are we going to have to watch this movie again from the beginning?
From the beginning.
So then at that point, you realize this is a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, no, everyone's out. So
Jenny,
everybody, and Meg leave, and then the Rumples leave. Everybody leaves. So except for us, because Juliet's like, no, I want to watch it again.
Yes.
So we're like, okay. So we are sitting there, gonna watch the whole thing again. Halfway into all the previews. 30 minutes of previews, 2.5 hour movie, 3 more hours. Finally, somebody mentions, Applebee's has half price appetizers.
Right. And Juliet's like, "Oh, I want to go to Applebee's."
So
we're like, sold.
Get up and go to Applebee's.
Can I tell you, if the previews were better, I probably would have stuck it out.
Yeah.
But this Jurassic Park, I just looked it up, is a PG-13 movie, and those previews that they were showing were not PG-13 previews.
No.
It was like, what is happening? Yeah.
So pretty much, we do not have a review for Jurassic World. What we saw, it was fine. It was fine.
Yes.
It was silly. I mean, there were a couple times.
I liked the movie for what it was. It's a
I learned certain things.
Movie.
I learned that Bryce Dallas Howard can outrun a raptor.
Correct. I did not know that was possible.
Did not know that.
But she can.
Flat out outrun a raptor. It's incredible.
That is amazing.
It's incredible what adrenaline can do to you.
Yes.
I mean, apparently raptors aren't that bad.
No.
I mean, because if they're around today, we can outrun them.
Yep.
So anyway, it had some stuff you have to suspend belief a bit, but so hopefully we will watch.
There's
the
a
rest
lot of
it.
stuff you have to suspend belief for in that movie.
Our whole idea now is to go see Top Gun again. We're going a third time, and hopefully time it to where we can then pop back in to a theater to finish the last 10 minutes of Jurassic Park.
That's what we're hoping for.
So there we go. That is enough about our great movies.
Yes, it was a really, really fun night.
It was a fantastic night.
We just can't tell you how Jurassic Park ends.
Yeah, I mean, it was one.
Well, I did Google it, so I do know.
It was a great night. I mean, really, when the bizarre things happen, it was probably much more of a memorable night.
Yeah.
Than if we would have seen the movie.
Yes. That's something we've all talked about many a time, about how the night was just fun and we're hanging outside a movie theater.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff rather than the actual movie.
Yeah.
The movie is almost secondary at this point.
Oh, that movie is definitely secondary. So, okay. So anyway, enough about all the Hollywood-esque type stuff. So if you guys see it, if you've seen it, we've already looked up the ending, by the way. So if there's anything we missed, let us know.
Let us know.
From the moment that they all meet.
Yes,
I mean,
they're in that little station building. They've just climbed up.
No more spoilers.
Okay.
So pretty much let us know if it's worth seeing the last 10 minutes or we should wait to stream it. So okay, so that's enough about that. We have got several reviews to do. We did have a nice game night.
Right before Jurassic Park on that Saturday.
Yep. So, and you got to play a lot more games. You know how game nights go. Sometimes you get 5 or 6 games played. Sometimes you get one of your meaty games played.
Yes.
Because you have to have enough of each. So I got to jump into a big meaty game, and Alex got to play like 30 games.
Well, not 30, but close.
She did. And she got to play one that I've been excited to play. This is an older game. I've been excited to play, but I jumped into a different game. So let's hear about that one first. The Ticket to Ride Asia.
Okay, so I play Ticket to Ride Asia. I'm not going to explain how to play it because it's pretty much like every other Ticket to Ride you ever played.
But the difference in this one is
go ahead.
Were you going to say it? It's like, I'll tell you the reason I've been wanting to try it is it's co-op. That's what I was going to... teams, because I don't know how to play. So just their teams. So explain exactly how it does work.
So I was going to say that the ticket and the building of the routes and everything is the same as every other Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
The difference was that we were playing in teams. So it was Sierra and I playing, and there were 2 other teams, right? And so you have a little bar in front where you can put your tickets. And so you start off the game by, you each have 3 routes, and you show one of those routes automatically and so that you and your partner can see one of each person's route, right?
Okay.
Then you go ahead and play the game. And so what I did on my first turn is I put my other 2 routes out so Sierra could see exactly what I was working for. And then her first turn, she showed me her routes. So from the beginning, we were working together to complete our 6 routes.
So you don't have to put your routes out?
You don't have to, no.
Okay.
One other team did that. One other team did not do that.
Okay.
So it really depends on how you feel. But anyway, and then from that point on, the only way it really is working together is that when you pick up a card, like one of your colored tickets that shows which route you're working towards building from that center pile, you put 1 in the collective tray, 1 goes to your hand, right?
Okay.
So there's kind of always a group pool of tickets for you to pull from. But that's really how it's really teamed. That you cannot really talk about which route you want to build, where you want to go, any of those sorts of things, what your next move has to be. There's not a lot of talk. The only way it's really team building is that seeing the routes, having a pool of tickets.
And you win as a group, as a team.
Correct. I was going to say, at the end, the point scoring is done as a team, not as an individual person.
Now, I noticed there were some sort of routes that were weird where you had to pull... Like if you
that was a weird thing.
Yeah, how did that work
Okay,
out?
so Ticket to Ride Asia does this thing. I believe they're called tunnels, right? Where they might have 3 yellows and a number in the middle, like 6, right?
Okay.
So you need to have 3 yellows, and then what you do is from that pile of colored tickets that you pull from
for the market.
The market. Thank you. I was like, what is that word? You pull out, you turn over 6 cards, and if there are any yellows that are turned over, you have to produce that many yellows from your hand.
Wow.
So pretty much when you're looking at doing that stuff, you have to kind of, like Sierra built a route that was 3 whites. She needed to have 4 or 5 whites just on the off chance of that when they pulled them over, she would get any whites.
Now, if a wild shows up, does that count as
a wild counts as one of those, I do believe.
And if you don't have enough, do you then get all those tickets back, or do you lose them?
You don't get to build that route. You have to try again.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I know. So that's it was kind of almost an inconvenience, to tell you the truth, because we needed one of those to complete one of our routes, and so we had to do it, and so Sierra did it, and it was just a pain.
That's different.
Yeah.
I guess it only works in that style game because you probably have more cards to pull from.
Yes, we had
than
the pool.
you would in a normal game.
Correct. Yes, and that was what I could see that we needed to do. That both Sierra and I could see that. So when we would draw from the middle, we'd always get a white to go in the pool, and then whatever color would go to our hand.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I did really like the way that I like how we did it in that we showed all the 6 routes, so we could work together building those routes. I really liked that. We did lose the game because we didn't have the longest route, and we didn't complete enough tickets. We should have got more tickets. There was a point where, not tickets, I mean more routes.
Okay.
There was a point in the game where we kind of paused getting routes, because we were like, oh, it's nearly over. Yeah, we should have got more routes. That would have really helped us. But that's okay. That was just our game strategy problems, not the actual game itself.
Okay, that's interesting. So how would you rank this with everything?
My favorite Ticket to Ride is still Ticket to Ride New York. Okay. But I do like the team aspect. It's just kind of hard. You can't talk to your partner. You know?
You can't?
You can, no, like, you can't talk about what you want to do, what they should do. There's no chit-chat. And so it's kind of like you're working as a team, but you're not really working as a team.
Okay.
So it's a solo team game, I guess, kind of thing. I don't know. I would say the team word is very loose. It's not like a full team game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are other games that if you want to play a team game, I think they would be much better.
Seems like 30 to 60 minutes is what it says.
Yeah, that would probably be about right.
So it's over 10 years old. And I guess the reason I've been wanting to try this one is because of that team aspect.
Yeah.
It always intrigues me as far as how that would work.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. So you can really go full in on the team thing, or you can be more, we're on a team, but we're kind of both soloing this.
Yeah, that's kind of it. You're on a team, but you're both soloing the game.
Okay. That makes sense. Would you play it again?
Oh, definitely. I would play it again. Great game. I don't think I would necessarily buy it because I know there are several people in our gaming group that have it.
Right.
But I would definitely, if someone said, hey, let's play this again, I'd be like, let's do it. I would have no problem playing this again.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's...
I do think you would like it.
I do want to play it again.
You would like this game. I would happily play this game.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I just always feel like ever since I've played Ticket to Ride New York, I like how Ticket to Ride New York is just so punchy, you know?
Yeah.
This is not that. And so, yeah.
Ticket to Ride New York is probably still my favorite.
That's exactly. It's still my favorite, but I did really enjoy this game.
Only because Ticket to Ride for me has always been an end of the night game.
Yes.
Or a let's test how much they like board games game.
Yes.
And I mean, so I do want to play. I do want to play Rails and Sails and a couple of these other larger ones and longer ones.
Several people at the table talked about how they liked Ticket to Ride Europe the best.
Really? Okay.
I'm sorry.
We've got London. We don't have Europe. So.
Yeah, they several people actually. I think 4 of the 6 of us playing said they liked Europe best.
Wow. Okay.
But yes, I was about to say something else about Ticket to Ride. I forgot what it was. Hopefully I remember and I'll say it.
So Ticket to Ride Asia recommended, right?
Oh, absolutely. Great game. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And honestly, it goes with this week's podcast because it's a larger group.
Uh-huh.
So it's not really a party game, but you do have a larger contingent of people that can play it.
You could. That's what I was going to say.
It'd be fun for couples too, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But I would say if there's someone new to gaming, this is probably not the game for them. Because even though they're on a team and you think, oh, I can help them, because there's no chit chat, you can't help them.
That makes sense.
So I would probably say they should play Ticket to Ride New York first.
Right.
Know how to play Ticket to Ride, then you could play this with them. Because, like I said, there's just no team talking.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my...
Okay, Ticket to Ride Asia.
Yep.
And what else did you play that night?
I played another game called Ghosts. And this is by ILO. It's from 2013, and I liked this game. The artwork is super cute in this game. Okay, and it's pretty much you have, I believe it's 4 or 5 cards in your hand, and then you have 4 or 5 cards in a secret pile in front of you that you don't touch, right?
Yep.
And what you have to do is you have to play a card in the center of the table. Hang on.
Coffee.
I have a tickle in my throat that I cannot shake.
This is a Richard Garfield game.
It is indeed, yes.
Wow. He just made little things like Magic the Gathering.
Nothing big.
Nothing. He hasn't really.
Do Carnival Monsters too?
He has not. Did he?
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, he's not one of those big designers. He's just small.
No.
Magic the Gathering just really created everything. But yeah, I didn't know this. I'm looking at this Richard Garfield. But go ahead. All right.
So you're pretty much playing a card into the center of the table, and the card you play has to be higher than the card that the person in front of you plays, right? But there are exceptions to this. I believe it's the 1 and the 12. They are red cards. If someone plays a red card, you can only play a red card.
Okay.
There are other things that there's like a X that stops your turn and the person after you's turn. There are other cards too that do something. There's another card that reverses the play and stuff like that. Now, if you can't play a card, you pick up the pile of cards that are in the center of the table and you put them in your hand.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, and then you win by being the first person to have no cards in your hand, as well as no cards in front. In that little secret pile of cards, the pile of cards that are in front of you, those have to be gone too. And the way you get rid of those is if you have no cards in your hand, and then you just blindly turn over the cards that are in the pile in front of you and hope they work in that pile. Okay? And you get rid of them that way. I felt like this game needed a player aid.
Really?
Yes, because I was like, hang on, I have all these cards. What on earth am I going to do? Meg did a fantastic job at explaining, and towards the last round, I was like, okay, I've got an 8. Great, I now know what I'm doing. But that first round, I was like, what on earth do all these cards do? This was a super fun game. I really liked it. It was just a fun filler game. Really good. I, once again, would not buy it because I know Meg has it. So I would just say if we want to play it, we would borrow her copy. And if we were in a situation and we just played a game and wanted to have a filler game and she said, let's play this, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice light family game.
It's a very light family game, correct, yes. The only thing is you've just got to remember what every card does. And that was the only thing. Like I said, by the last round, you're fine. You've got it because you've seen all those cards several times.
Yeah.
But the first round and the first 2 round or loops of the table, you're like, what on earth is happening?
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I mean, 20-minute playtime. That's great.
Oh, I would even say it's less than that. I don't think
really?
it took us 20 minutes.
Artwork's really nice on it.
Oh, I love the little Frankenstein.
And if you look it up, it's Ghost with 3 O's.
3 O's, correct.
Ghost.
Ghost. Yes.
So interesting. Yeah. That's looks like a nice filler game. I always make some good games at end of the night games. I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, just a great filler game. Yeah.
All right, so you go into your
It
third
is
one?
not very weighty at all, too.
No. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, so the other one you played was interesting to me.
Okay, this, I must admit, was probably my favorite game of the night.
Really?
Yes, I really, really enjoyed this game. It's Gold Fever by Stronghold Games. It's a 2017 game. And this is, you have a little bag of gems.
Yep.
You have 5 gold. The first person to pull out their 5 gold from the bag wins.
First of all, it comes in a cigar box.
Yes.
Which is pretty interesting. I mean, the box itself, I was like, yeah, that's nice.
It's super awesome. It looks great. The little bags are great. The little tokens are great. It's great. It's a push your luck game. So you pull out a gem in your bag. If it's a gravel, you can't get 2 of a kind of gravel. Otherwise, you bust and your turn is over. But you keep pulling out things until you want to stop. So it's kind of like Quacks. But not thing like Quacks.
It seems like a very simple Quacks.
Yes.
Like, it seems like a Quacks if you wanted to forget about the board.
Yes, forget about
everything else.
Everything, the points, everything else.
Just reach into a bag and pull stuff out.
That's exactly it. That is how it's like Quacks. But it's super fun. We played this game maybe 3 or 4 times. It's so quick, so fun. I'm trying to hunt down a copy because I believe it's currently not in production, so I do apologize for that. But this was a super fun game. Yeah. Not thinky at all. Really fun. Yeah. Great game.
And I've heard you can get multiple copies to play more
Correct.
than 5 people.
Yes. I would like to get 3 or 4 copies so you could play with a huge group because I think there's only 5 bags in a box.
This is interesting. So this one, it sounds like Push Your Luck is like, it's a great mechanic. It's a great party large game mechanic because it's really fun. It gets people, because some people don't like, we're going to talk about party games later. Some people just don't like trivia.
Correct. Yes. Oh, I was going to say too. So in this game too, let's say I don't bust on my turn and I have some gravel. Well, then I get rid of my gravel, so I have to give them to someone else. So now that person's bag has more gravel than gold. Wahahaha.
Okay,
yeah. So you do need to play with people who don't mind being given stuff to and are not going to go cry in a corner. But it was so much fun.
And that's Gold Fever.
Gold Fever, definitely. Yeah, this was my favorite game of the night.
So this one, if we can find a copy, we'll probably end up getting it.
Oh, if we could find a copy, definitely get it. Meg was even talking about trying to go to like Hobby Lobby and like buying.
Yeah. To get everything to add to it.
Yeah,
and all that.
to add to it to make it a little enhanced.
Yeah, that would be fun. And so Gold Fever. Now, how would you compare this to Ink and Gold? Because they both seem Push Your Luck.
Correct. They both Push Your Luck. This is more tangible. Like you're feeling in the bag. You know, Ink and Gold, you're just turning the cards over and then you get the gold. So I guess it's similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is more fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll probably track one of these down. Hopefully.
Yes.
Keep checking that virtual flea market.
Yes.
So
or eBay.
Or eBay. Yeah, there are some on eBay, I just noticed.
Yeah,
which
there
is
are.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Sierra wants to get a copy too.
Yeah,
this was a super, super fun game.
Okay, so now the game I played was, it's funny how they set up for, Jacob set up for Dead of Reckoning, and it's hard when you have that many people in one game night.
Yeah.
You want to make sure everybody is playing games.
Correct.
So we were going to play Dead of Reckoning, then Bloodborne, and then ended up playing Tidal Blade's Heroes of the Reef. And this one, we were told it was like a 3-hour game. So this is pretty much, we knew going into it, this is the only game we were going to play that day. And totally fine. That's great. You know what? I wanted to play this game. Let's do it. Now, let me start off by saying this, that when you look up Tidal Blade's Heroes of the Reef, it's a new release. It says 60 to 90 minutes. There's no way. I mean, really, I guess if you all know the game and you have and it's not really even AP. It's, you don't think on your turn.
Yeah, you just go.
You just go.
Move and
which is kind of what I was doing. I lost very badly. But I tried to make sure I was quick on my turn. And because of that, I lost very badly.
Yeah.
It's not just AP, but there's a lot of strategy going into this game.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, okay, so Tidal Blade's Heroes of the Reef. It's got a nice story behind it.
The book looks amazing. I was reading the book as I was waiting for you guys, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, and it's pretty much it's the whole story behind it is the contestants have signed up for this tournament, and only a handful will be chosen to join the Tidal Blades.
Yeah,
which is kind of this group, or whatever. It looks on the face of it to be like Lords of Waterdeep. So it's a worker placement, and means so similar to Lords of Waterdeep. Although this is more thematic, because Lords of Waterdeep is a D&D style game, but really just by name and a lot of things. I love Lords of Waterdeep. I think I was one of the only people at the table that does love it.
Oh, I like that game too.
Yeah, well, at our table.
Okay.
I mean, the other people liked it, but they didn't love it. And I love Lords of Waterdeep. This one, I think, is obviously a lot more thematic than Lords of Waterdeep. It does a couple of things that were very interesting. First of all, you would get these challenge cards. And these challenge cards make you go to certain islands. There are different islands on there. And as you go to an island, you get the island benefit. And also, whatever circle you go to the island, you get one extra benefit. So you're getting the benefit of that island as well as this circle, which could be you get a fruit or whatever like that. And fruit could enable you to add a die to your roll or to negate one of the threats that show up. So as you roll a challenge, you are going to roll these die, the die you have, and a threat die.
Okay.
And you have got to hit whatever is showing on that challenge.
Yeah.
So if you hit, like, they have 2 blues or 2 triangles or whatever, if you hit those, you have completed that challenge die. But also, if the threat die shows up 1 threat, you have to discard a shell to negate that threat.
Okay.
So every time you have to roll a threat die. And it's very asymmetrical when everybody gets different abilities and different tracks that go down. Like, my ability made it to where if I was on an island by myself, I did not have to roll that threat die the first time, which was a big benefit.
Yeah.
But then as the rounds progress, you will upgrade your die. Have like a die forge type thing. You don't really change the face of the dice. You will switch out a light blue die for a dark blue that has more good things on it.
Okay.
However, later you're also going to get another threat die that has more threats on it.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So then, now the one thing that I liked instead, this was kind of, this I think fixed the problem between Lords of Waterdeep and Meeples and Monsters.
Yeah, okay.
Meeples and Monsters had it to where there's no blocking because everybody went individually. Now, Lords of Waterdeep, it does have blocking. You know, if you go somewhere and nobody else can go. This had a really neat mechanic to where, say one island has 3 spots on it, 3 circles. Okay, those 3 circles are filled. A 4th person can still go to that island, and he'll get the island benefit, but he won't get the benefit in any of those 3 circles. So you're not directly blocking people, but you are letting them not. It's not as advantageous for them to go there.
Okay.
So that was very interesting. I did like that a lot, to be able to go, so you're not ever fully blocked. You can always run through your challenges. Something else I liked was instead of the cubes putting out, you would have like 3 discs at the beginning.
Yeah.
And your mini will go, and you'll take all 3 discs, and you'll go to an island. Then it's everybody else's turn. Next time, you will take and leave one of those discs, go to the next island. So at the end, you're leaving 1 disc every single place that you've been, kind of like a footprint.
Yeah.
And your last one is only your mini. So this way you know when your turns are up.
Yeah.
And you've also blocked those certain areas. And it's a very neat mechanic the way it works. Now, we did play the one that's deluxe that has, like, I think the difference is it has a squishy fruit, it has a dice tray, and then it has the actual sculpted minis instead of the cardboard minis. So as far as this game, love the game. The downside of it, and the guy we were playing with, Jacob, actually had a really good way around this, but the downside is there's a lot of downtime in between people.
That was one thing I was amazed to look over to see. I actually saw you're playing this game, and you and Jacob are both on your phones.
And we're never on our phones.
And you guys are both never on your phones during a game, but you were doing something that made sense on your phone. It wasn't like
we were looking up the virtual flea market for Dice Tower.
Yeah,
yes,
but you were talking about, like, it wasn't like you were talking about the news or whatever.
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
You were talking about board games, but I was amazed at the amount of downtime.
Yeah, and that is a big thing, and it also because a couple of us is our first time playing.
Yeah.
So it did go long, but Jacob had a good idea that he did before is because you can go concurrently to a point. Because you get to a point where you decide what your move is, and then you just have to finish that move.
Yeah.
And whether or not you finish it doesn't really affect other players.
Yeah.
So you should be able to move on.
Yeah.
However, you cannot do, like if you start to do a challenge, you may kind of keep rolling and rolling and try to figure out that challenge. It might take you 5 or 6 minutes, and not that long, but it might take you a bit. But you can't do that because there's only one threat die for the entire round. That didn't make any sense. What he said is 2 people there have copies, so they will bring a second threat die and a second like arena to roll in.
Yes.
So then that one person can keep rolling as the next person goes to get theirs.
Yes.
That itself, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And he did say the company doesn't sell those threat die, which honestly, I'm like, come on, guys. If there's one recommendation I would give those threat die. If anything, if you speed up this game a bit, it's going to hit the table a lot more.
Yeah, right.
Because I loved the game.
Yeah.
And I want to play it again, mainly because I did so poorly at it. The artwork is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the story
it looks amazing.
Yeah, the story behind it is great.
And like I said, I was reading the book too, and the book looks incredible.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not I'd get it or not, I don't know, because the deluxe copy, like I said, has those nice minis and everything. But this is good. It is a long game. It doesn't need to be that long. But again, I want to play it again now that we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I want to play with the method where we have a couple of threat die.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's a D8 or something where you could create your own. But really...
And do they have special markings?
They do have special markings.
So it's not like you just use any D8.
That's the thing.
Ugh.
So there's got to be a way to get that. But anyway, Tidal Blades is definitely one to look at.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter is over. It is available in retail now.
Okay.
Or will be soon. And again, the retail does not change the gameplay, which I do like when they go into that. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so that is Tidal Blades. Here's the Reef. That is definitely a recommendation.
Absolutely. Looked great game.
So it's one that you do need to play a couple of times to really get your feet wet and do it. All right, so now...
To master it.
Yeah, there's no mastering this game. There's a lot of die rolls, so it is... Now, you can do better than I did, because I completely forgot about these challenge cards I handed out at the beginning. All right, so we're going to go into best large party games.
Yes, change your topic.
Yes.
Ish, I guess.
So this was one of the hardest lists I've ever come up with.
Yes, this was a hard list to do.
Because we have a lot of like people at our house, and a lot of times we will have more than the 6-7 people.
Yeah.
So we have to go into party games. Mm-hmm. So you get tired of party games. And we need a lot of party games for those large groups. Even when our family comes in, we have to do these. We're going to do what we normally do. We're going to do my list, her list, probably a lot of crossovers between the two, and a third random list that we find. We love to get a random list.
I know, I love looking at random lists just to see.
Don't know?
Yeah.
We're going to see how we compare to this guy.
What were your criteria?
My criteria went back and forth.
Okay.
One, I wanted to make sure, I don't even know if I really followed this. I might have lied about it, but at least 8 people was my list.
That was what my limitation was. I think it had to be 8 or above.
That's what mine was.
All of mine were. Because I was like, there are a lot of 6-player board games you could play.
Right.
So I did 8 and above.
I did too. And I also...
Actually, I'm just checking one of my games right now because I think I lied.
Some of them might be 6, and that's okay because there were a couple that I wanted to do at 6.
Okay.
But I did not. Now, I also tried to get different styles of games because the big thing about party games is if you have all social deduction or all trivia or whatever on your list, then if that one person doesn't like that style of game, then you're out.
Yes.
So I tried to get different styles of games. Now, all that being said, I mean, I've got my list of 10. I probably have 10 that did not make the list that I really wanted to on the list.
Yeah.
And another thing is I had to have it marketed, by the way, because...
Oh, really?
And I say that because like I had one... We play a game called the Name Game, which is pretty much you give all these strips of paper, then everyone writes 10 or 15 names, puts them into a bowl. And then you just pretty much, if you pull out whoever, if you pull out Chris Pratt, you say, this guy was Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. They say, Chris Pratt. You throw it down. And then you go to the next one, right? And you see how many you can get, and you do teams, and you get up there. And that's a really good go-to, simple, making your own game. But these were all marketed style games. That was my criteria. So what was your criteria?
Mine was the player count for sure. I didn't look at marketed or whether it's in print or any of that stuff. Okay. I just looked at the games that when we've had large groups, what have we played the most? That was what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, even games that we've cooled on that we know.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. When party games are one of those, if you've cooled on a game and you
Yes.
have a new group of people that have never played it before, you got to bring out one of the heavy hitters. Even if you're like, I played this so many times.
Yes.
And I'm sure one of those will come up on each of our lists.
Oh, I'm sure.
But so that's pretty much it. So now we're going to get some best large group party games.
We do indeed.
So
and I
who should we
realize
go?
I have one on my list that doesn't meet any of these things, and I'm trying to.
Don't replace it. I
Don't
want to hear what it
replace
is.
Okay.
Keep it on there.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, should we go to Rando? The random person?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, this is a random person that we found online.
Yes.
Spencer Harsted. He
Okay.
writes for one of these blogs.
Okay.
His top 10 party games. Here
Should
we go.
from 10?
Number 10 is Pictionary.
Hey, there you go.
Pictionary. All right.
All right.
We're not going to really comment much on this one.
we are not.
Pictionary. If you don't know what Pictionary is,
Go Google it.
yikes. So, okay. So Pictionary. Don't know why maybe I didn't put this on our list because they have not updated that box
In a century.
No, it's probably been 300 or 400 years.
Maybe.
I actually think that there was like a picture of Moses and he had this exact box that he was
Correct.
about to play.
Yes.
So, all right. So anyway, there we go. That's Pictionary number 10. And what was your number 10?
Oh, my number 10? Okay, my number 10 was Just One.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You had Just One.
Just One, yes.
Pretty far down your list for
It's
Just One.
pretty far down my list.
Award winner.
Yeah, I know. I think Just One suffers from the fact that we play this game so much.
Yeah.
So I do try to, when we have a party game and there's lots of people, not let my personal feelings of the game or my tiredness of a game affect it. But Just One does kind of suffer from that. That's why, because I even saw the box and was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just One, if you don't know Just One, it's like when you are trying to get one person to guess a word.
Yeah.
This person does not see the word.
Yeah.
And like to say the word is ghost. Everybody has to write a word, and then they have to say, they say boo or invisible or dead or whatever. And then you flip. This person has their eyes closed. You flip. Everyone looks, and you only allow the words that nobody else wrote.
Yes.
So you want to be unique, but not too unique.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of our things that we talk about have come from this
Yeah.
game.
There's a lot of
There's
jokes we
inside
have.
joke.
Yeah.
Like shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Was like one person, I think we're trying to get him to say, what was the actual word?
I think it was potatoes.
Potatoes. So we had stuffed and sour cream or whatever, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's got to be shepherd's pie. And we're like, well, not at all. I mean, it's so anyway, a lot of these inside jokes.
Yeah.
And that was, all right, that was your number 10 is
Correct.
Just One.
What was your number 10?
My number 10 was not on your list, by the way.
Oh, you looked at my list?
No, I just know it's on your list.
Oh, okay.
Werewolf.
Oh, yeah, it's not on my list.
No, I mean, I'd put One Night,
Yeah.
One Night Werewolf, Ultimate Werewolf, all those. I put those in the same kind of vein.
Yeah.
Just because I know it's been played to death, but it's a fun game.
Yeah.
You get the right group of people and you start banging on the table and you do all this. Even people that have never played a werewolf before, it's a fun game. Introducing those new roles. And honestly, One Night probably hits the table a bit more
Yeah.
because you can play so many rounds of it.
Yeah.
For more epic, of course, you'll go Ultimate Werewolf.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is number 10, Werewolf.
All right.
And then number 9.
9 for the random person was Codenames or Codename Pictures.
I like that.
I like that game too.
I do too. Code
Yep.
names. Let me double check here. I was going to say it did not make my list. It did not make
No,
my
he
list.
didn't make my list either.
And I do love it.
Yeah.
I do say there's a problem sometimes when people are the clue givers we've ran into. They get stressed.
Yeah.
They
They
don't
freeze
want-
up and they don't know what to
They
do.
don't know. Certain people do not like clue giving.
Yes.
So that's one reason Codenames has fallen a bit on mine.
Yeah.
It is
we had
one
to
that
play
keep.
with the right people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is Codenames.
Yep.
Now, so again, Codenames is a great one.
Yep.
All right. So now number 9.
My number 9 is for a larger group, but it's I really like this game. I've got Escape the Dark Castle.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at the player count on this one, and this
It's
one,
4.
that one over there was like 6, so 7 or 8.
Escape the Dark Castle? Or are you talking Escape from Aliens in Outer Space?
That's whatever that one is.
Escape from Aliens in Outer Space.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
That's, Escape from Aliens in Outer Space. Yeah, not Escape the Dark Castle. That is 4.
Yes.
That is a D&D style game.
Yes.
Escape Alien. See, this is a really, I did not think of this one.
I feel like this is just a fun game. Like, I feel like it could be a party game because it's very easy to explain. So you could play it with non-gamers pretty easy, I think.
Yeah, I believe so too. And this heavy gamers like too.
I feel like everyone likes this game.
This is probably, talk about horror games, this is one of the only like horror games actually gives you anxiety.
Yes.
I mean, because you're pretty much aliens. A couple people are aliens, and the rest of people are just trying to escape. Everyone's got their own sheet.
Yes.
And you're running in your map, and you're trying to get to the escape pods before the aliens get you. And I mean, this is thematic. And one by one, you discover who the aliens are. You know they're close to you, and you're like, I forgot about this one. This is... It's funny how it almost would not put in a party game because it's not light, but it is great. This is a reason we bought a lot of dry erase markers, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because the markers that came with are garbage. But this is a really good Escape from Aliens in Outer Space.
There you go. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. It does not look like much, but this is a fun game.
Yes.
So excellent.
Okay, good. I'm glad you approved.
Air fist bump
I realized
on that one.
Thank you. I realized it made my list while Juliet was talking to me, which is why I wrote the wrong name down.
Yeah, Escape the Dark Castle.
Yeah, you're like, what is she talking about?
That is 4 people. What kind of parties do you have? So now my number 9. Number 9 was one I did not have on there, then I eventually added it.
Really?
Blockbuster.
Okay, yeah.
And this is it's more because it's my style of game. And again, it's the right people. You have to know games. And apparently I do not know games as well as I thought I did. We played a game called Movie, or I forgot what it was. Movie or something.
With Jacob.
And I was terrible.
I left halfway through. I was like, I'm out.
But Blockbuster, you can know movies, and it's pretty much one of those things where the head-to-head, it's like movies with a dog. And 2 people go back and forth. They're like Benji and Lady and the Tramp.
Lassie.
And keep going back and forth. And it's so funny. It's like watching a game show because if it's not you up there, you think of all of them. But when you're in the hot seat,
you can think of no one.
Yeah. Now Blockbuster, it's also down the list because sometimes you get movies you don't know.
Yeah.
So but also it's one of those that is fun, and just the whole way it looks on the table, it looks like an old Blockbuster video.
Yeah.
So that's my number 9 is Blockbuster.
Yes. All right. Let's see what the random person's number 8 was. Just one.
Just one.
Hey.
Yep, great minds think alike.
I know. Who would have thought? All right. And my number 8, this is the one I realized that I got the play count wrong. It was Space Base.
Space Base.
I think it's only 1 to 5. I'm just
I think you're right.
I thought for some reason it was 6, but I realized it's 5.
5. Yeah, I mean, Space Base, I would probably do that, put it on there, although it's not a party game or a large, I guess these aren't party games, these are more large group games. And I guess because Space Base is one of those that we've always played after these parties into the night.
Yeah, that's kind of why in my mind I think it's a party game because we've always played it.
People start to drift off. You start off with 15, down to 12, down to 10. At the end of the night, you have like 5 people that just don't want to leave yet.
Yeah.
Space Base comes
it
out.
is.
Yeah, and that's a very easy... Not really mindless game, but it's a fun... And we're talking Space Base here.
Yes.
We haven't gotten into all the Shy Pluto, although we have all those. We haven't gotten into all those.
No.
All right. So number 8, a classic, Wits and Wagers.
Oh, nice. I didn't
Had to
think
put
about
on
that
there.
one.
This is one of those trivia games that even people that don't like trivia like.
Yes.
Because Wits and Wagers is one of those that everyone writes what they think the answer is, and then you can bet on someone else's answer.
Yeah.
Like after it comes out, you're like, okay, yeah, that sounds a lot more accurate. It's like, and then the people laugh at your answer. It's like, how many steps in whatever this temple? And you write 30, and you're like, okay, yeah, why I didn't think that through. You can then go ahead and bet on somebody else. Or if you know someone at the table knows a lot of these random facts, then you just start banking on them.
Yeah.
So that's
we haven't played that game in a long time.
We haven't. It's sitting there. It's one of those I would honestly like to play, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So the random number 7 is Snake Oil.
Snake Oil.
Yeah.
Not played that. Heard
No.
it's good. It's about trying to sell something, and it's you try to sell something to somebody else.
Yep. You randomly
heard good
draws
things.
a customer to act.
Yep.
And then the yellow player combines the words. Okay, well, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Snake
number
oil?
7, snake oil. Okay, my number 7 was Blockbuster. That's why I was really
Really?
glad when you talking about it. Yeah, I like Blockbuster. It's just a fun movie game. I feel like even if you don't know movies, you can often do enough to describe the title.
Right,
At
I
the
agree.
very least.
Yep.
So I like Blockbuster.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 7 is Poetry for Neanderthals.
Really?
This is one that we haven't played in a while.
No.
But I remember it being so fun.
This is a fun one.
Poetry for Neanderthals it's a silly game that pretty much you're going to sit there and you get a word. And you got to describe the word to your team.
Yes, but you're only using one
syllable word.
Yeah.
Right? So it's because then there's a guy next to you with this inflatable club.
Yes.
That if you say something that's 2 syllables, then they hit you.
Yes.
And it's pretty funny. It's like if the word is marshmallow, you're like fire, burn, eat, and then whatever, white, and you keep saying things like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny how you will forget and do a 2-syllable word and get hit. And it's like, man. But anyway, Poetry for Neanderthals.
Yes.
It's a really, really fun one.
This is a really fun game. I like that one.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, that was my number 7.
Okay. All right, the next one, the random number 6 was Werewords.
Werewords.
Yes. I don't know if I played this one.
I haven't. I haven't either. We've got it in there, and people say they like this better than Werewolf for smaller game nights.
Really?
And I do want to try this sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds interesting, and from what I heard, it's a really good. Whether or not it will replace Werewolf, I don't know, but I'd love to play this.
Yeah. Okay. My number 6 is Telestrations.
Nice.
Yes,
Telestrations.
I really like Telestrations. I think this is a great game. I feel like sometimes people get scared of drawing, but I think Telestrations relaxes them enough that they're like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
Particularly after the first round and they realize that it's kind of funny when takes a twist. That's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny how people are like, oh, they'll love this game. They're great at drawing. It's like, well, we don't want you to be good at drawing for Telestrations.
No.
It's really funny if it goes through.
Sometimes it's very funny, those people who are amazing at drawings, they'll draw something and then you look at the word and you think they've drawn exactly what it needs to be, but you just don't see it. And so then you take it on a turn and they're like, oh, but I just drew that. And you're like, oh.
Or people focus on the details around it. Like if they draw a table, they're going to draw a table. They have extra time. So they go ahead and draw the house around and the lamps. And it's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, now I think you're talking about a house, not a table.
So, okay, that's Telestration. That was number 6.
Yeah.
All right. My number 6 is Time's Up.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Time's Up is a great one. I remember playing that once a while back and ended up having to get it. That is a great... It's almost like, for you that don't know, you're going to get a word, and the first time... I don't have these rounds right. The first time you're going to get everyone to say it by just describing it, right?
Yes.
And then the next time you can use one word to describe it. And then say you get 15 of them. Next time the same words, but you use one word to describe it. So the same words you have to say again. And the next time you then can only do actions.
Yes.
So it's a really fun, bizarre game. The only downside is sometimes you get like on the celebrities, people you don't know, or movies you don't know.
Yeah.
Like I remember getting Howl's Moving Castle or whatever, which is like an anime movie that I have not seen.
No.
And I was totally out, by the way. So anyway, Time's Up is our number 6.
Okay. The random number 5 is Spyfall.
I like Spyfall. You played Spyfall, right?
I don't know if I have.
Spyfall.
I was just thinking about this. Have I played? It looks familiar, but I don't know.
Yeah, Spyfall is one of those where one person is not the spy, and they have to kind of describe where they are.
Okay, then no, I haven't played that.
Okay, and then the one person that they don't know is the liar.
Yeah,
but it's fallen off my list. I do like it. I'd play it, and we actually have it, but I don't know if I would bring it out.
Yeah.
So but there's another one on my list that kind of I think replaces Spyfall.
Okay. So we're up to number 5, correct?
Yep.
All right. My number 5 is Mr. Listers.
Forgot about Mr. Listers.
I like this game. I like how I know it is a trivia game, but you can play it with large enough groups so it's teams.
Yep.
So it's not so much dependent on your knowledge of trivia.
Right.
It's everyone's knowledge of trivia. I really like that game.
I like that,
and I
too.
like how you can plus it so that it can be an unlimited number of people.
I forgot about Mr. Listers.
I really like Mr. Listers.
Yeah, has a Family Feud style feeling to it. But I forgot about that one. That's an excellent
I
part
really
of
like Mr. Listers.
as many people as you want on that
Yeah.
one. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now my number 5 is Night of the Ninja.
Really?
Yeah, you did not play this,
I
right?
have not played this.
Played this the first time at Gamers of the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
It's a 2021 game, and I try not to put too many newer games on this list, and that's not true, unless they've been played a lot, but this one, it was a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, at the table that we played, there were probably 8 of us, and 4 went out and bought it immediately.
Really?
It's that fun.
We were going to try and play it last Saturday night. I had the box, but I couldn't read the instructions and play a game at the same time.
Right. It's a
yeah.
kind of social deduction type thing.
Yeah.
And really, you have 3 families of ninjas. Everyone gets a hidden role, and the roles activate at different times. And we reviewed it on the channel before, so you can hear it.
Yeah.
There, but it's really great, and really you try to be part of the house that survives, or one of the leaders of the house that survives.
Yes.
Like if one house has 3 people alive at the end, but the one house still has a leader alive, well, that house wins.
Yeah.
And they're very interesting mechanics as far as that goes, and a lot of thought goes into it. But I like Night of the Ninja.
Okay,
That's a good one.
I'm excited to play this game. It looks really good.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Number 4.
Number 4. The random number 4 is Wavelength. That's a good game. I like that game.
I do too. And honestly, that was on my short list.
Yep.
But did not make it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, just didn't have this game.
I liked it. I mean, it was honestly on our to sell pile for a while.
Yeah.
And we played it with the different groups, and they liked it, so we kept it.
Mm-hmm.
But Wavelength, it's really good. It's one of those things that you have to turn this gauge, and you have to guess. You have to see one person. The team will guess where they put the meter. Like, say it's your bedroom, and it's like one side is not clean at all, the other side is very clean, and you will put yours wherever how clean you think your bedroom is. Then everybody else puts it. They turn the gauge onto where they think it is.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, that's Wavelength. Interesting game. I really like it. It was like I said on my short list. If it was my top 20, it would be on there.
Okay. My number 4 was Camel Up. Now,
This
even
one?
though I
Yep.
prefer Long Shot better, Camel Up has a higher play count. So
I agree.
That is why Camel Up made my list.
Did not put it on my list. I do not know why. It is because that is 8 people, right?
Oh, yeah, it's 8 people. And every time we played it with 8 people, have loved this game. Like, I
agree.
don't feel like the higher play count ruins the game.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we only know like 2 people that don't like this game. By the way.
Yes.
And it's funny how you keep track of that, and we only keep track of that because everyone we play with loves this game.
Absolutely.
It's so good and quirky and wacky, and it's just, I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer and you have to win, probably not the game for you. But it is just,
and if you don't, but it is a random game.
It is just a random game,
and that's okay.
It's
that's the mechanic.
It's fantastic. So, all right, perfect. That was your number 4.
Yeah.
All right, my number 4 was Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Yes.
An
Guess what? That was not on my list.
I did not. I knew that would not be on your list. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. I know a lot of you have played it.
Yeah.
One person is the forensic scientist, and they're trying to get everyone else to figure out who at the table is the killer and what their items were they used to kill.
Yeah.
So, and they use it by putting a bullet on there, if it was messy, if it was whatever. And it's a very fun, exciting game. And I'll remember all of us standing around playing it. I think one Halloween, we've got a picture on our calendar of it. And it's a great game.
Yeah,
we bought
a good
every
game.
expansion we can for this.
Yep. All right. So the random number 3 is Word Slam Family.
Again, this one's on our shelf of shame. I've never played it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
I probably need to play it.
They compare it to Codenames.
Okay.
Who giving fun of Codenames with the raucous competitive race I love in Pictionary.
Well, all right.
There you go.
I have to try that one.
Yeah. My number 3 was Detective Club.
That's okay.
Yeah, I really like Detective Club. I like how one person writes a word.
Wait a minute. My number 3 also Detective Club.
No, what?
Crossover high five.
Hey!
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to explain how to do Detective Club?
Detective Club, I mean, if you don't know, it's a consistent hit at our house.
First of all, the artwork. This is probably my favorite artwork ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
it's
like
amazing.
The artwork is great. And pretty much for you that haven't played Detective Club, it's one person will write down a word, And they'll write it on, say there are 6 people, they'll write it onto 5 of the 6 notepads.
Yeah.
Hand them out. So one person does not know this word.
Yeah.
Everyone else does. One by one, they start turning pictures over.
Yeah.
Right? That have to do with that word. The one person just turning random pictures over and trying to match everyone else's. And then it comes to the last round. Everyone's put 2 pictures out. And the first person then says, my word was water. And I put this picture out because it's got a lake in the background. And the next person says, the word was water. I put this out. And the person that's lying has to then say the word was water and explain what water has to do with theirs. And it's so funny because sometimes you'll have just the most bizarre pictures have nothing to do with it. And you're like, yeah. And you
Like someone has a picture of a desert.
yeah.
You know?
And you're like,
Yeah.
they're like, well, this is, and I remember one guy had, the word was, I think it was homeless, and he had a picture of a door. He's like, well, this is the most homeless ever because it's a door without a home. We're like, oof, that's a stretch. You get my magnifying glass. So that's a good one.
Yeah,
Detective
I like
Club.
this game.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So the random number 2 one is, I can't even say it. Tashkin.
Tashkin, whatever.
Yeah.
Martin Marvel and the best negotiation politicking game there is.
There you go.
No idea.
I
not
never heard of it.
Yeah, it says it gives me feelings of a much shorter, easier to grasp cosmic encounter without the crazy powers. If not, I've heard good things about the reimplementation. Good Critters. I do love Good Critters.
I love Good Critters too.
So, and I
would like to try this game.
Similar to Good Critters, but if Good Critters was it does sound like Good Critters the more they talk about it. Good Critters was on my short list to add.
Yeah.
We reviewed that on a recent podcast.
Yeah.
And that was excellent. So number 2, Tiefe, T-I-E-F-E, Taschen, T-A-S-C-H-E-N. Okay.
All right. My number 2 is Awkward Guests.
So I did not put this on my
Yeah,
list.
this plays up to 8 players, and it's a murder mystery. Essentially, love murder mysteries. I love this game.
I have a lot of regret for not putting this on my list. This is one of my top games of all time.
I love this game.
Cannot believe I did not put it on my list.
Awkward Guests. And the great news is it's just become available in
the U.S.
In the U.S.
Yeah. And they have another thing coming out too. But man, it's not an Awkward Guest, but it's by the same company.
Oh, that's right. You backed it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So Awkward Guest. That's a really, really good one.
Yep.
All right, my number 2 is the only one I cheated.
Okay.
I put herd mentality / just one. Sorry about that, but I don't know which of these 2 I like better.
Okay.
Because they seem to be just opposites of each other.
Yeah.
And like just one, like I said, you want to be the only person that writes that.
Yeah, true.
And herd mentality, you want
to be the...
You want to write the most common one.
Yes.
Like if it says best fast food,
Yeah.
you then you flip and you want to be in the majority.
Yeah. You just don't want to be the only one that says Culver's.
Right.
You know.
And it's really funny because you really want to. I mean, you think, well, everyone thinks Taco Bell is the number one fast food, and then you're like, who are you people when they write like Chick-fil-A or they write McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I love herd mentality.
Yeah, me too. I like herd mentality.
Yeah, and that's a mainstream game you pick up anywhere. Yeah. But I was surprised how much I like that.
Yep.
Before we go to our number ones and read what this other guy had at his number 1, I've got some honorable mentions that did not make my list.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
Oh, well, let me list some of mine here.
Okay, good.
My honorable mentions here.
Okay.
Or should we do this after number 1?
No, do it now.
All right. Yep. When I Dream did not make it. When I Dream, we played a lot. But when the pandemic started, we stopped because you had to put that like mask over your head. It's like passing that. Yeah. And just never has hit the table again.
No. Now we've just close your eyes.
Now, everybody close your eyes. So, When I Dream. And then Codenames on my short list.
Yep.
So Clover, but it's only 6, so I didn't put it on there. 2 Rooms and a Boom. Mainly, I did not put this on there because you need a huge group.
Yeah.
You need, probably it's better with 25 to 30 people.
Okay.
Name game, of course. Ink and Gold. I loved that. Or Diamant, I believe. Blank Slate was one that I liked.
Yep.
Monstrosity. The reason Monstrosity fell off our list is because you do need to be a halfway good artist for that one.
Yes, that one does actually help to draw.
Yeah. So Monstrosity, Wavelength, of course. Dracula's Feast.
Yeah.
I love Dracula's Feast for our social deduction. And True Colors. Love True Colors. That is the diplomacy of party games
Yeah.
because it is a friendship killer.
Yeah.
You really learn what your friends think.
Yeah, that's not one of my favorite games to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the most entertaining games.
It
out
is
there.
an entertaining game, but because you always have to be really careful of who you're. Yeah.
All right, and then Decrypto.
Yep.
And Tapple.
Okay.
So
Oh
those
yeah,
two.
I like Tapple. Yeah,
So-
good one. All
okay,
right.
so now let's go to random list on the internet. His number one, drum roll, please.
Is Deception Murder in Hong Kong?
Nice, like
Yep.
this guy.
Yep, there you go. I thought you would agree with that one.
Deception,
All right.
definitely.
My number one, I cheat a little bit, is Welcome to / Full Plan.
You know what?
Yes.
I was gonna put Welcome to on my list, but
Yeah.
I mean that's a party game.
And the reason I would say that is if people, I feel like sometimes Full Plan the times we play Full Plan, if they're not a gamer, it confuses them.
Which surprised me.
Which does surprise me too. Welcome to people get a lot quicker.
Yeah, I thought
So-
Floor Plan was easy, but
Me too. I thought so too. But then we played it with people who don't play board games, and then like, what on earth is happening? So I think if you're playing with a lot of non-gamers, I would say Welcome to. If you're playing with a lot of gamers, I would say Floor Plan. There you go. That's why I had. But I think I love how Welcome to you can play with an infinite number of people.
Yeah.
Love that.
just 1 to 100. You can play with 300 people.
Yeah, great, got it. I love that. So I think that makes it just such a great party game.
I agree. I love
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to. Even like Welcome to the Moon is good, but I would not put it in the same vein as Welcome
No.
to. Welcome to is just classic. It's just, yeah. Do not know why it was not on my list. I guess I did not think of it, but Welcome to.
Really?
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right, and my number one
Mm-hmm.
is Telestrations.
Yeah.
Just because some of our best memories have come from Telestrations, how
Yes.
bizarre it gets
It
towards
gets so
the end.
crazy. We
And-
lost a book one time playing
we,
Telestration.
that was the weirdest thing that's ever happened.
Yes.
But yeah. Now, and there's an 80s pack that is added on to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That the only bad thing about Telestrations is when you get a word like dog.
Yeah.
And it makes it all the way around.
Yeah.
Because you kind of don't want it to make it all the way around.
We almost
Right.
house ruled it so that you don't roll the dice to pick out the number. You just look at your list of words and pick out a word.
Pick out a fun word.
Pick out a fun word,
That's pretty much what it is.
That's kind of how we house ruled it.
And it's
Yeah.
even easier if you're the one that only has to write that
Yes.
word, and the next person has to then draw
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I like, because then
Yeah.
it gets really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Telestrations. I know it's
I
a
love Telestrations.
Typical
It's
pick.
a great game.
It's hit our table a lot, and it probably will continue to because it's a rock star of a game.
It is.
It's a
good
so
game.
that is our number one, Telestrations.
There you go. Hey, let's have a party.
A party. All right. So again, we'd love to hear any party games that we missed that you
Yeah,
guys
tell us what your favorite game
like,
is.
large groups. You can email us at show@mainlygames.com.
That's
you can
correct.
also see our website, Linktree, at mainlygames.com. Has our Instagram, podcast, all that. Also, please click put a comment or whatever, review our podcast on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple. That's how more and more people find out about us. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so
This
much.
has been fun.
Yes, and we will see you guys next week.
We will indeed. This is going to be great.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.